Hello student, welcome to social science class. This is the third phase virtual class, and to meet your need here, so this arrangement has been made and according to the routine what the school has given to you, and this is the first class of social science, and here I am with fifth chapter of your history part. Now the chapter is all about the cultural heritage of India and the northeast region and the source of cultural heritage of India. So if we need to go into the source of the cultural heritage of India, then we are way back to the 4000 years BC. So a well developed civilization flourished, okay, in the Sindhu Valley, and that civilization, it is Indus Valley Civilization or the Harappan Civilization. Now this civilization mainly included the major two towns, Harappa and the Mohenjo-daro. It extended from Sindhu Valley to Meerut in the Ganga Valley. Now, many experts in the history are of a view that Dravidas were the main architect of this Indus Valley civilization or the Hindu civilization. Now, while excavating these at the different sites of this Indus Valley civilization, so a number of things, okay, or the statues got by the archaeologists, and this included Pashupati Shivalinga coins and the swastika symbol bulls and the statue of mother goddesses. So all this reflects or exemplifies that so people used to worship the Shiva and the sun and many more other deities. Now, so historian, okay, so the noted historian R.C. Majumdar, okay, so he was of view that Indus Valley civilization left mark not only on the Indian cultural heritage but also a Hindu religion. Now, after the fall of this Indus Valley civilization, a new era started. It is called the Vedic era, and mainly in this Vedic era, so 1500 BC to 1000 BC, a Rig Veda was written, and from 1000 BC to 600 BC, the other three Vedas were written, or the Samhitas. So these are Yajurveda, Samaveda, and the Atharvaveda. Other than these three Vedas, okay, so other works were also written: Upanishad, Aryanak, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and many more. So now this Aryan culture started from or with this Vedic period extended towards Brahmaputra Valley and to Kanyakumari in the south. Now the extending of this Aryan culture to entire India by 400 years BC. So across the country or entire India, extending of this Aryan culture completed by 400 years BC. Now, here, how all this happened, who were the people, how this Aryan culture, okay, acquired by the other ethnic groups, okay, other ethnic people across the country, that we have to see now. And who are the people, how they came, okay, from where they came. It is believed that the main architect of the Vedic culture were the group of the Nordic, okay, those who came from the German, okay, Germany, so who used to speak the Aryan language. Before Dravidia, okay, so Nordic people, okay, or the Nordic Aryans, they entered India. Now, other group of the people, other than this Nordic, so Proto-Australoid, Negroes, Aztec, and then Mongoloid, okay, all these people, they entered India and started staying in the country. With the passing of the time or with the passage of the time, now this ethnic group, they created many communities in the sub-tribe, and in the later stage through assimilation, okay. So through assimilation of what? Their social custom, tradition, language, and many more. Now, experts have identified the contribution of number of groups. Now, here example can be cited: cultivation of the rice, preparation of the molasses from the sugar cane, okay, making of cloth from the cotton, or the contribution of the which group of people? Aztec group of people. Okay, so at a time when the Aryan culture was expanding in India, the social and the religious tradition of different areas were also assimilated, and as a result what happened? So the ethnic tribe also acquired the element of the Aryan culture and the language. And in the holy book like the Vedas, Brahmanas, Ramayana and the Mahabharata, Upanishad, all these were written in the later stage. Okay. Now during this Indus Valley civilization, diverse ways of worshipping were also there. Okay, and this could be seen, and the various deities and the goddesses were worshipped by the people. Now diverse ways of worshipping that were followed by the people, but at the same time belief in one supreme God was also existed during that time, or the Vedic time. Ancient religious tradition of India accepted the principle of tolerance, religious tolerance, okay, coexistence and assimilation among new tradition and the religion. So this tolerance respecting other religion, custom, tradition used to exist at that time. Now the kings, those who used to rule the entire India in the different provinces, they also accepted the religious tolerance, respecting other religion, tradition, custom. All these were accepted, and instances can be found here. It is also given in your book that Ashoka, okay, Emperor Ashoka, who had always accepted religious tolerance, and this can be found, okay, his message was found in the 12th number of main stone writing of Girnar of 3rd century BC. Now in the later stage, people of a different religion like Christian, Islam, Jews, all this group of the religious faith people, they entered India, and huge number of local ethnic religious also faith also practiced in India. Geographical diversity in India also resulted the diversity of cultural heritage. Now some areas of the past country have a very fertile land, and communication system is also much improved, and because of this the areas where the people are living, or people who have been living, so they are economically or culturally advanced. Now in this diverse country, two main characteristics of this Indian culture are multiculturalism and unity in diversity. So these are found. Now what is multiculturalism? Multiculturalism, it refers to respect that different group of the people of the country have for each other cultural heritage and the tradition. This is multiculturalism. So once again here I am telling, so what is multiculturalism? It is respecting other religion, custom, tradition, whatever may be, or what the people are following, that is called multiculturalism. We must not intolerate towards any other custom, tradition, religion, or whatever may be. Now the term unity in the diversity, this term, it is popularized by mainly the leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Abul Kalam Azad, Subhash Chandra Bose, and the other in their freedom movement. Okay, so while executing the different step or launching, or while launching this the different movement, okay, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, in the chapter 2 we have already discussed all this. So unity in diversity, this idea, okay, or the term, it was popularized by the leader. Now Ramayana and the Mahabharata, these two epic also united different parts of the country with a mainstream of culture. Now next it is literature. The old Sanskrit literature of India may be regarded as the soul of Indian culture and the civilization, and Indian literature is glorified by some great works like Vedas, Upanishad, Upanishad and Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita and the Puranas. So other than this, political works like Kautilya's Arthashastra, medicine related book, so Sarak and pure literature of Kalidas, Sudraka, Banabhatta are some of the bright example. Philosophical works of Kapil, Patanjali, Gautam, Konad, Jamini, Ramanuj. Historical work like Rajtarangini by Kalhana, scientific works by Aryabhatta, Brahmagiri, Brahmagupta, Bhaskaracharya 1 and the 2, Maharshi Bharadwaj. So these are some of the literary works done by some great writer. Now we are to see here the impact of these works on Indian culture. This writing also played a very great role in shaping the Indian society and brought about the cultural unity. How this happened? Okay, how this brought the cultural unity? This great work, okay, this great work book spread values like respect to parents, teacher, gurus, guests, pursuit of knowledge and the happiness, scholars, system of four, casteism in Hinduism, likewise concept of transmigration, liberation, okay, liberation, moksha, and heaven and the hell, sin, virtue, etc. All these concept of all these are found in these literary works. So directly all these impacted Indian culture. Now some universal messages like Satyameva Jayate from the Mundak Upanishad, Satyameva Jayate, okay, so this message taken from the Mundak Upanishad, Ahimsa Param Dharma from Mahabharata, Janani Janam Bhumicha Swarga Dapi Gariyasi from Ramayana, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam from Mahapanishad, etc. have been the base of Indian value system. Now the popular prayer, very popular prayer. So when I was in school, so I used to, we all used to pray this. Om Asato Ma Sat Gamaya, Tamaso Ma Jatir Ma Gamaya, Mrittur Ma Amritam Gamaya. Has a great influence on Indian culture, Indian language. Great values of this book have been followed in the Indian families hierarchically in terms of the group singing, Nam Kirtan, custom and other things. Now, so literary works, question may come, write the contribution of Indian literature, okay, or ancient Indian literature on Indian culture. So then you have to write all these values, ideas, or means respecting parents, gurus, and pursuit of knowledge, happiness, system of casteism, all this, how all this contributed towards the Indian culture by this all these great literary works. So Ramayana, Mahabharata, Purana, Gita, and all this, that you have to write the answer. And the popular prayer also. So if possible, try to write that also. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jatirma Gamaya, Mrittur Ma Amritam Gamaya. So this is all about the literature. Next, it is architecture. Now, temples and other places of the worship reflect the architecture of the ancient India, ancient time. During the Sultanate and the Badshahi era, we get to see at least the 4 type of the architecture, and that is mosque, pillar, palaces, and the maqbaras. This architecture were constructed mostly with the patronage of the king. So king used to patronage. Okay. Now there are differences in the architecture of North and the South India. The differences here you have to mainly remember. Now 3 architectural styles that have been following in the ancient stone temple. These are Nagar in the North India, number 1, Dravid in the South India, and the Besara style between the Vindhya mountain and the Krishna river. So these are the three different style that directly you have to remember. And the peak shikhar of the North Indian temple are semicircular, and in the South India it is rectangular and gradually smaller rectangular in shape towards the top. Sanchi Stupa, it is one picture, it is given in your book, that also you see. Now, so Besara style temple mixture of the Nagar and the Dravida style. So you have to here, you have to remember the mainly the four architectural style. This architecture, these are the palaces, okay, masjid, maqbaras. So that you have to remember, and the style what followed in North India as well as in the South India, that different style you have to remember. So 4 mark question may come, 2 mark for north style, 2 mark for south style. Now Parsi style was also used in the architecture during this Turk, Afghan and the Mughal era. Taj Mahal, we all know that Taj Mahal constructed during the Mughal era. It is considered one of the most beautiful construction of that era. Taj Mahal along with the caves of the Ajanta and the Sanchi Stupa have been declared as the World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Now next topic, it is sculpture. The Indian sculpture reached the pinnacle of glory during the ancient days and the right from the days of the Indus Valley civilization. Now ancient sculpture were made mainly with the soil, stone, bronze, copper, silver and the gold. Sculpture of ancient India made in own style and were mounted with the foreign design. Among the sculptures, some of the statues were simple, straight and the unproportional, and other were proportionally bifurcated, trifurcated and the quadrifurcated. Now the statue, all this statue or the sculpture, it also, all this also reflects the feelings of the people, like here the peace, comfort, anguish, all this reflected in the face of the statue. Now while making the statue or the sculpture of ancient India, this can be broadly divided into three categories: Gandhara, Mathura and the Amaravati sculpture. Now this Gandhara sculpture mainly developed in northwest Pakistan and east Afghanistan. One ancient statue recently recovered by, I think, in Afghanistan. Okay, so statue of Buddha, ancient statue. So now this Gandhara style, Gandhara sculpture mainly developed in the northwest Pakistan and the east Afghanistan. It had been a living sculpture from 1st century BC to 7th century BC, that you have to write. So while writing the main three categories of the sculpture, then you have to also write, say while you are writing the Gandhara category, then you have to write its location where this category was very much popular, and you have to also write the period of its flourishing period. A number of Buddha statues are made by the practitioner of this Gandhara style, and Greek Roman style also used to build the several Buddha statues. Now Mathura style, though developed by itself, was also influenced by Gandhara style, reached its peak during the Gupta period. Last one, it is the Amaravati style, reached for practice for about 600 years from 3rd century BC. Mainly Satavahana patronized this art form. Indian sculpture got declined during the medieval period. This practicing or popularity of this sculpture so started declining during the medieval period. Next, it is painting. Now painting mainly it is divided into two categories: big wall painting and the small painting. Now small painting may mostly used in book for decoration or the pictorial depiction. Painting were made both in both style on the wall, Ajanta. Okay, so some of the example of this wall painting Ajanta in Maharashtra, Bagh in the Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Chitta Navachal, Tamil Nadu, and Armamalai, Tamil Nadu caves based on the subject matter of the Buddha, Jain, and the Hindu religion. So, if you get chance, visit all these places, okay, and see the wall painting. These are very wonderful. Among these, Ajanta cave painting are world famous. Now, smaller painting were also dark on the bark of the sanchi tree. It is sanchipat, silk cloth, etc. in the places like Assam, Rajasthan, Odisha, Mysore, and Tanjore. These were made mainly by demonstrating the pictorial depiction of the text of the book. So now painting which were done on the bark of the sanchi tree called sanchipat, so mainly found in the Assam, Rajasthan, Odisha, and all these. So these are the pictorial depiction of the book theme or the text theme. Now, in the 1st century BC itself, the culture of the 6th skill or saranga of the painting was started, and this include shape, measurement, feeling expression technique, artistic presentation, knowledge of similarity, and rule of using brush. These are the 6 sarangas, okay, 6 skills, so which used to follow by the painter at that time. So 3 more question may come. So during the Mughal era, mass culture of smaller painting were done or patronized by the Akbar, Jahangir, or the Shahjahan, mainly done, and this painting were mainly done in the Mughal biographies. Okay, Mughal biographies like the Padshana, Tutinama, Jahangirnama, Dastane Amir, Khamda. So a Parsi style of painting also used in the pictorial depiction of the Hindu religious book like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Mughal era, they also done during this Mughal era, the painting also done and the subject like the portrait of the king, Darbar, okay, and the war winning, hunting, garden, and all this. Now, music and the dances. Next topic it is music and the dances. India has a rich cultural heritage in music. The slokas of the Samveda was read like song by the priest named Udgata for appeasement of the deities. Now, so the slokas of the Samvedas used to read like song by the priest, and the mentor and the disciple, guru and the shishya, tradition in the classical music is still very much prevalent in India as a strong tradition. Now, this tradition reached a high standard during the Mughal period. Along with the music, different type of the musical instrument were also invented to accompany the classical and the folk music. Among some of these are instruments like the Sehnai, Tabla, Sitar, Bina, flute, Dol, Tal, Nagada, Mridang, Nupur, etc. Now, of the 100 of traditional dances in the nook and the corner of the country, 8 dances that have been recognized by the government of India as the Indian classical dance. Last year, in the year 2019, I think, in the HSLC final exam, this question came. So, remember the 8 different Indian classical dance which have recognized by the government of India. These are Kathakali, Mohiniyattam, Kerala, Bharatnatyam, Tamil Nadu, Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh, Odissi, Odisha, Kathak, Northern India, Manipur, and the Satriya, Assam. So, all these 8 different Indian classical government recognized dance, you remember all this? So, question may come. Next topic it is yoga culture. We all know that yoga, and you are very much familiar with this. Yoga is a traditional Indian culture, and it is a gift of entire humanity. And to keep ourselves fit, so we all are to do yoga regularly. It is believed that Indians were expert in the yoga, and even during the Indus Valley civilization, it was widely practiced during the Vedic era. So this tradition practice traditional practice was both brought into standard by Maharshi Patanjali by compiling a book. It is called Yoga Sutra in the 2nd century. He described the Maharshi Patanjali described yoga as a way of physical, mental and the spiritual well-being. He shaped yoga as a complete way and the philosophy of life. So this is all about yoga. We all should do yoga to keep ourselves fit, and it is a way of this physical, mental and the spiritual well-being. And this is all about your topic, yoga culture, and this is all about the day's discussion. You read at your home nicely and enjoy the class. Read repeatedly, listen the class repeatedly, enjoy the class repeatedly, and then also if any doubt is there, my contact number is already given to your parents. If any doubt is there, you can contact me from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night. So this is all about the day's class. Thanks to all.